Alright, so there's only two of them. You can see how I grinded it off. And there you go. Then you can figure exactly how you want them so that your pigtails fit perfectly in the back. Where your connector is, so you have it on the bottom. Alright, let me cut the other side out. You don't need to watch that. It's just pretty much wasting time. But you already saw how to cut it out, so you get the idea. Alright, so I got both holes cut out. Oh shoot, I still gotta cut these tabs off. I'll be back. Alright, there you go. I literally just now dropped this and broke the tab off it. 1, 2, 3. Number 4 is broke. So I'm gonna have to get a new housing. But I can still drill my holes. Yeah. Don't want to lift it up yet. Need to put a support on the center of that. I'll get right back to you. So drilling out the mounting holes for the fan. Pretty simple procedure. Alright, so got me a bag of bolts, and because this is going to be under the hood, water, condensation, everything. Come on. I went stainless. Stainless in all the nuts and bolts, and for the nuts, I don't know if they call these poly locks or what, but they have a little plastic in them, and when you lock them down, you ain't gonna lose one. So let me get some tools. Let's get this put on. Okay, for the bolts, I got a 7/16 poly nut, and not sure what size this is because I just grabbed it. I just grabbed whatever fit what was good for the size of the hole that I put into the fan shroud. So I like the Allen head bolts better anyway. So doesn't really matter what size I have, because whatever size you drill the hole, you need to get the appropriate bolts that are going to work for you. Some of you might want to go with hex head. Some people don't want a spring for stainless. I mean, everybody's just different about that. So just get what's convenient for you. Be happy about it. If you have a housing and you don't need it, let me know, because with a broken ear on it, I know I'm going to need a replacement, but I'm going to continue the video just so I can get this done. Alright, so I'm going to tighten this back up and then we're going to do that center brace. Alright, this radiator shroud is rather big. It's 21 and an inch, 21 and a half from the top to the bottom, and 34 and a half from side to side, or really 34. So obviously there's some flex in here, because normally these are 28 inches wide and 19 inches from the top to the bottom. So I'm just going to get a piece of 1/8 stock. I cut it down. It's going right there in the middle. It's not going to affect the airflow or nothing. It's just going to keep this from going in and out, because I'm assuming when you're driving it's probably pushing out. When you hit the brakes, because of the weight of the fan, it's going to push in. So this is going to eliminate any issues with that. So let me get that tacked up real quick. Alright, so what I'm going to do for the mounting is I'm going to put a hole here, a hole here, a hole here, and there's already a hole right there. So that's a total of 4 for the top, because this is the top part. And then there's going to be 4 on the back side. So let me finish drilling these 2 holes, and then I'll show you how I'm going to make that work to make it even easier than having a nut and a bolt on it. Alright, so check this out. I drilled a hole here, there, there, and there. 4 holes for the top, 4 holes for the bottom. Right? This is the cool stuff. This is what you call a nut cert. This is the tool, and then these are M5, size M5, so you're going to use M5. So you have a nut cert like this. And you go to that area, and you drop your nut certs in. So basically, check it out, hold on. So basically, got one there, one there, one there, so that's 4. So I'll show you how to use the tool in a second, and then obviously you'll have those little parts sticking out right there. And I'm going to go back to the hardware store, get some Allen heads, and I'll show you how this works and how I'm going to bolt it up. It'll be super sturdy. Alright, so the way I like to do it, instead of having them in, some people put them in and then try to screw this on and spin it. I don't like that. Just get your nut cert, screw it on, get it in the hole, and don't force it, but you'll know when to stop. So that's all it is. And the more torque you put on this when you put the shroud on it, the more you tighten it, the more it makes this even tighter. It's a really cool design. And it's really hard to mess it up. Top and bottom, and the fan is done. That's completely ticked up, and I also have a brace in the back. And like I said earlier, I did break an ear. I'm just going to put a piece of aluminum right here with a hole and kind of just like a brace to hold it down temporarily till I can find another housing. And let me get my tripod up and I'll bolt this down and show you how it goes together, and we'll call it the end. Alright, so check this out. Foam window seal. 17 foot for $3.99. I know we don't need no 17 foot. Alright, so there you go. You got the whole seal right there. All the way around. Alright, so here we go. The end of it. You can see I have all the bolts. This thing came out great. And I turned the fan on, man, it sucks like crazy. I put a paper on the other side and it was just, it would suck it from far away. Either way. This came out great. And you can see that. Alright, so you see how easy it is to do this. It's not hard at all. Some people have a brake at home. If you have a brake, you can actually bend these down and rivet them. If you don't have a welder, I mean, I got lucky because I got those suckers right there, but this is the outcome. Alright folks, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, whatever you want to do. And if you got any questions, let me know. Alright, so look at that. That's a super heavy duty 34 by 19 and a half. And that's just the core of the radiator from a 1995 Suburban. And I am going to fit this into this 85K20, and yes, it does work. Let me show you how. Alright, so on your left, that's where your original rubber mount goes for your radiator, and that's where your other one goes. So they're kind of pretty close together, you can see right there. But check this out. If you look over here, there's another mount or another hole on the core support for you to get this mount and move it over there. So when you move that there, now this radiator fits in here. The canister for the smog or whatever that is, that goes right here, that's got to come off. So if your truck has that, you're either going to have to relocate that or get rid of it, or don't do this type of swap. But you can see right there, that goes there and the other one goes over there. So let me drop the radiator in now and I'll show you how it fits. Usually your standard radiator stops about, your 28 by 19 will stop about, yeah, right here. It'll cover up this little slot right here. This one's going to come over to about right here, so you can see, especially due to the mount. So let me put it in. All right, check it out. All I have to do is modify the stops right there to hold the radiator. You can see how far it comes over, but it fits this truck perfect. And I had to put dual fans on it. I had to make the fan shroud and put dual fans on it. These are LT1 fans because I put a flex fan on the water pump and it blew up. Almost went through my hood and did a lot of damage, so no more fan for this one. But as you can see, it works. Look at that. You want to talk about heavy duty cooling? You're going to get it with that. For sure. Alright folks, so I don't know what happened to the last part of my footage. I had some other videos I'm going to be making and I don't know what happened to those footages either, so I'm going to have to redo the ending of this one. First of all, you've pretty much seen everything else for the install, but I've also seen that some trucks have like this metal plate or bracket that goes on top here. Mine didn't have that. Mine had a plastic fan shroud and it was bolted down with this bracket here, and there's one on each side. Now this one fits where it's supposed to, and this is where the original one goes, and then there's two more mounting holes here for this to move over here, but it doesn't actually align with that, so it's probably a different bracket. But all I did was I got the rubber that goes across here and I cut a piece off and I put it right there behind it on both of them. It's super solid. It doesn't move. It's super tight. It works perfect. So basically there's no modification to put this radiator in. You just drop it in, and if you have these style mounts, you can use these same ones. Just put a piece of the rubber in the back and it's a solid piece. And once again, the whole purpose for putting this radiator in was I wasn't going to spend another $500 for another floor core because my serpentine belt swap with the fan blew it up. So, and then I ended up putting a bunch of holes in the fan shroud itself. And that was because these fans are actually small. These are for 93 to 97 LT1s. And in reality, I would have to use 17-inch fans on this to take up the whole radiator space. So they're really kind of small, but the truck doesn't overheat at all. But I didn't want air trapped in such big areas, so I put a bunch of holes in it. And I immediately got flamed for that because it was like, now the air is not going to suck like it's supposed to. Well, let me show you this other video I made. So some people are telling me I put too many holes in my fan shroud and I just ruined the cooling system because it's not going to cool that great anymore. Well, if that's the case, tell me why it still works. Check this out. My radiator is probably 10 inches from the front of my grill. I just turned the fans on. And it sucks like crazy. Engine off. Alright, and that's it. So this is the finished product. And you can make this fan shroud for anything. It doesn't have to be a C10 truck, but this is what I ended up making it for because I needed this extremely huge radiator to fit in here so I didn't have to buy a new one. Plus, there's not really any available at the time I was trying to get this. I don't know if there is now. And then I had my heater hose. That's why this is like this. I had my heater core bust on me the other day, so I had to block that off for now until I can get that fixed. But other than that, this is super awesome, and it works super awesome, and the truck doesn't overheat at all. So if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. If you like this video, please leave a comment or at least leave a like. And if you want to see other videos, then subscribe. It's your choice. But that's it. Have a great one, folks.